Tarun Gogoi, three-time Chief Minister of Assam, is no more. President Ram Nath Kovind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi condole his death. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says country wants to move in new direction for change. Lok Sabha is now stronger than before. "18-kilometer long bridge over Brahmaputra to connect Assam with Meghalaya," informs Donor Ministry. Assam Chief Electoral Officer appeals to citizens to take part in electoral rolls revision process. And Supreme Court pulls up states for worsening COVID scenario, asks them to file status reports. Good evening viewers, welcome to the Northeast News Bulletin. This is Anupa, now with the details. In Assam, 3 times Chief Minister, former Central Minister and 6-time MP Tarun Gogoi breathed his last this evening at Guwahati Medical College Hospital, where he was undergoing treatment for post-COVID complications. State Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma made the announcement in Guwahati and said the veteran leader, who was a dominant figure in state politics for more than 2 decades, passed away at 5:34 p.m. Earlier on Sunday, his condition further deteriorated with multi-organ failure. His death has cast a pall of gloom all over the state. Host of leaders led by President Ram Nath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi have expressed their grief over his death. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said construction of many buildings that were started during NDA government are being completed before the scheduled time. Virtually inaugurating the multi-storied flats for members of parliament this morning, Modi said decades of problems end not by avoiding them but by facing them and finding solutions. The Prime Minister said parliament proceedings continued even during the pandemic with new regulations and several precautionary measures. He said both houses worked taking turns even on weekends. He also said that every party helped in the smooth proceeding of Parliament in the monsoon session. Modi said that the energy of the Lok Sabha has increased and the reason is that the country wants to move in a new direction for change. Modi said that the 16th Lok Sabha passed 15% more bills than the last. In the first session of 17 Lok Sabha, 135% more work was done. Rajya Sabha also delivered 100% efficiency.
Solar plant ho, sewage treatment plant ho, ग्रीन बिल्डिंग के ये कंसेप्ट इन भवनों को और आधुनिक बनाते हैं। हमारी संसद की ये जो ऊर्जा बढ़ी है, इसके पीछे एक और बड़ा कारण है। इसकी भी शुरुआत एक तरह से 2014 से शुरू हुई है। उस समय देश की संसद में 300 से ज्यादा एमपीज फर्स्ट टाइम चुनकर पहुंचे थे और मैं भी पहली बार आने वालों में से एक था। इस 70वीं लोकसभा में भी 260 सांसद ऐसे हैं जो पहली बार चुनकर पहुंचे हैं, यानी कि
the proposed 18-kilometer long bridge over the Brahmaputra River connecting Assam with Meghalaya will be constructed soon. The Donor Ministry in a tweet on Sunday said it will be one of India's longest bridges. Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said that the bridge will boost transport connectivity in Northeast. Infrastructure sector heavyweight L&T Construction has emerged as the lowest bidder for the construction of the strategic bridge at an estimated cost of 3,200 crore rupees. The 4-lane bridge will run over the Brahmaputra River on National Highway 127B from Dhubri in Assam to Fulbari in Meghalaya and will reduce the distance between the two areas by 203 kilometers. In Assam, the Chief Electoral Officer today appealed all the citizens to participate in the Special Voter Rolls Revision Exercise 2021. The draft electoral rolls of all the 126 assembly constituencies have already been published. Talking to the media in Guwahati, Chief Electoral Officer Assam, Nitin Khare, said that the draft rolls will be available for inspection at the booth level and electoral registration offices. Members of the public can also log on to www.ceoassam.in and www.nvsp.in EIN. Citizens can apply online for even collecting forms from the booth and electoral registration officers for registration, deletion of names from electoral rolls, correction of entries and transfer of names from one polling station to another.
তেখেতৰ প্ৰব্লেম আছে তেখেতক মই যেনেকৈ কৈছোঁ কি ডিফাৰেণ্ট টাইপছ অফ ফৰ্মছ আছে তাতে এটা ফৰ্ম আছে এনেকুৱা এণ্ট্ৰি চেঞ্জ কৰিবৰ কাৰণে কাৰেকশ্যন কৰিবৰ কাৰণে এইটো ফাৰ্ষ্ট হ'ব আৰু এইটো পিছত তেখেতৰ নতুন এপিক কাৰ্ড পাব আমি নতুন এপিক কাৰ্ড দিম এইটো প্ৰচেছ হোৱাৰ পিছত এইটো ফটো ইলেক্ট্ৰল ৰোল আছে এতিয়াতো ফটো ইলেক্ট্ৰল ৰোলৰ প্ৰয়োজন আছে আপুনি জানে এনে ইটছ নট অনলি এনে তাতে অনলি নাম নাই এতিয়া ফটোই আছে ইলেক্ট্ৰল ৰোলত ভোটৰ তালিকাত
Now we take a short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay tuned.
अरे वाह लेजेंड की बैट इससे तो मैं खेलूंगा फ्यूचर बैटिंग लेजेंड बैट
इसमें जिसका नाम लिखा है बैट उसी को मिलेगी
अरे यार
देखा अगर इस पे मेरा नाम नहीं लिखा होता तो कितनी दिक्कत हो जाती इसलिए आरबीआई कहता है बैंक अकाउंट हो या बैंक लॉकर उसमें नॉमिनी का नाम जरूर दर्ज करें ताकि आपकी जमा पूंजी उसी को मिले जिसे आपने नामित किया है
आरबीआई कहता है जानकार बनिए सतर्क रहिए
Welcome back. The Supreme Court today asked Delhi, Maharashtra, Gujarat and Assam governments to file status reports on the current COVID-19 situation in the respective states and preparedness to deal with surge of cases in the coming months. A bench headed by Justice Ashok Bhushan also pulled up the state governments over the worsening COVID-19 situation and asked all states to file status reports detailing steps they have taken, steps intended to be taken and the help needed from the centre to combat the situation. The bench also observed that in the month of November there was a spike of COVID-19 cases in Delhi, Maharashtra and Gujarat. The bench, which was hearing a suo motu case pertaining to the management of the COVID-19 crisis and mishandling of dead bodies, posted the matter for further hearing on Friday. India has leaped across another significant milestone in its fight against COVID. With recovery of more than 85 lakh people so far, the national recovery rate has improved to 93.68%, with overall recovery of nearly 85,62,000 patients. The recovered cases in this country stand at nearly 20 times the number of active cases. Over 41,000 patients recovered and were discharged in the last 24 hours. The active caseload of the country has also fallen below 5%. The total active cases in the country today stands at 4,43,486, which comprises merely 4.85% of the total reported cases. The Union Health Ministry has reported a commensurate dip in the fatality rate, which stands at 1.46%. It informed that the 511 cases fatalities were reported in the last 24 hours. In Corona update from the northeast, while the number of active cases has reached 1,040 in Arunachal Pradesh, the number of cured cases has gone up to 14,972. The number of deaths is 49. Manipur has now 3,146 active cases, while the number of cured cases is 20,018. The death toll has reached 236 in Meghalaya. The number of active cases now is 894. The number of recoveries is 10,335 and the number of deaths is 110. In Mizoram, the active cases now are 463. With 3,192 discharge cases. The death toll has remained at 5. The number of active cases in Nagaland now is 1,410. The cured cases have topped 9,308. So far, the pandemic has claimed 57 lives. Recording 278 active cases, Sikkim has notched up 4,345 cured cases, even as the death toll has reached 99. In Tripura, the number of active cases has gone down to 796. Even as the discharge cases have reached 31,269, the death toll is 369. In Tripura, the COVID recovery rate has further improved to 96.46% as 31,246 people have recovered so far. 3 fatalities were reported on Sunday, taking the toll to 369. According to the state health bulletin, 777 infected people are undergoing treatment in different COVID care centers across Tripura. In Mizoram, a meeting presided over by the Home Minister Lal Chamliana has decided to ban sale and bursting of firecrackers and sky lanterns as well as sale and possession of toy guns. The meeting, attended by high-level officials and leaders of the Central YMA, was held today in Aizawl. In view of the rising COVID-19 pandemic, the committee appealed to the people of Mizoram to avoid bursting of crackers as pollution caused by such activities could exacerbate condition of the COVID-19 patients and people suffering from other respiratory diseases. In Assam, Health and Family Welfare Minister Dr. Himanta Biswa Sarma in a tweet has said 86 cases were detected out of a total of 9,994 COVID tests conducted during the last 24 hours. 2,07,394 patients were discharged. The recovery rate has reached 98.05%, even as percentage for active cases is 0.86. Percentage of the death has been pegged at 0.46. Even as the world grapples with the exasperating situation in the aftermath of the advent of COVID-19 pandemic, operational updates for active cases stands at 5,90,76,121, while the number of cured cases spread over the world has touched a 4,08,33,503. The death tally accounts for 13,95,296. Assam government has clarified that there is no proposal to close down the Anganwadi centers in the state as claimed in a section of media. A press release issued by the Secretary Social Welfare Department made it clear that the government is not going to shut down Anganwadi centers as per the new education policy. The release said that as per the new education policy 2020, Anganwadi centers will be further strengthened. The Secretary of the Social Welfare Department also clarified that the Anganwadi workers and helpers will not lose their jobs. You can also watch our bulletins and other programs on YouTube channel DD News Guwahati. To end the news, the headlines once again. Torun Gogoi, three-time Chief Minister of Assam, is no more. President Ramnath Kovind, Prime Minister Narendra Modi condole his death. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says country wants to move in new direction for change. Lok Sabha is now stronger than before. "18-kilometer long bridge over Brahmaputra to connect Assam with Meghalaya," informs Donor Ministry. Assam Chief Electoral Officer appeals to citizens to take part in electoral rolls revision process. And Supreme Court pulls up states for worsening COVID scenario, asks them to file status reports. Before we take leave, viewers are reminded to maintain physical distancing, frequently wash hands with soaps or sanitizer. Remember to wear mask properly and join Mask Up India campaign by Doordarshan to defeat the pandemic. That brings us to the evening of today's bulletin. Thank you for tuning in. Namaskar.